Greetings, fellow sinners. Reprieve with you once again. Today's topic is going to be just a little bit different than what I normally do. Usually I either speak my mind on a topic or I speak a reply to somebody who's posted something already. But today I'm actually going to talk about another YouTube user, and I don't ever do this, and I hope I don't ever do it again, because these things can go only two ways, really good or really bad, and we're going to find out the hard way how this one goes. So today's topic, if you haven't read in the title already, is The Atheist Antidote. I'm going to start today's topic with a story that's going to help with my explanation of my feelings on The Atheist Antidote. So stick with me. I hope this makes sense to you. I know I tend to ramble a lot, and if I get off topic, I'll do my best to get back on. I have a very good friend of mine that has watched my videos and has vehemently disagreed with me. This is a Christian brother of mine who especially took issue with my God Gaze and the Good Ole USA video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. That video stirred up quite a controversy. I got more views and more comments on that video than all of my other videos combined. Thanks in large part to The Atheist Antidote and Thoughtful Atheist. Thank you guys, by the way. Now, this story, this good friend of mine watched that video, disagreed with me vehemently, and explained to me that Christians are supposed to speak God's truth always and not waver from that, and that when you are a milquetoast Christian, when you compromise your values, you are compromising Christ. And he explained to me that his testimony was built that way, that he needed, when he found Christ as a Savior, that he needed to hear Christ's truth spoken to him. Okay? So, my thought on The Atheist Antidote is that though you disagree with them, though you don't like him, those that like him love him, and those that don't like him hate him. And it's kind of sad that what he says is so easily brushed off by people. They're obviously, just based on my friend's story to me, there are obviously people out there that react to Brock's message. Now, that kind of brings me into the fact that his name, his moniker, his username is The Atheist Antidote. Having a calling, if you have a calling for something in life, it's hard to ignore. My most recent video was a reply to Fun Size Choco. She has an undeniable calling to become a doctor. It's her passion. If you watch her videos, it's such an ingrained part of her life right now. If that were taken away, I'm sure she wouldn't know what else to do. If you have watched Thoughtful Atheist videos, this guy's passion is music. When you have a passion for music, generally music and love go hand in hand. So I understand. I have a passion for music myself. I am just not quite as talented as Mr. Thoughtful Atheist. But when you have a calling for something, you can't ignore it. Brock was called to be a theological apologist. Now, argue with me as you may, call it whatever you want, but he has a place here for a reason, and I believe, I could stand corrected on this, but I believe that in his everyday real life, you would probably find that Brock Lawley is very much like me. Probably has a very close group of friends and family that he loves and would do anything for. And was probably the kind of guy that at work you'd probably like take him out for a beer after work, and you guys would probably shoot the breeze. And when you're not talking Christianity, I guarantee you he's the kind of guy that you just want to hang out with. But Brock's calling was to put on this mask and be the atheist antidote. He was given a gift, and that gift is his eloquence. He speaks like nobody else I've ever heard. I would argue that one of the most famous atheists, if not the most, is the amazing atheist. I appreciate what the gift that the amazing atheist has. When he talks, I can't help but listen. Doesn't mean I like what he has to say or agree with them, but I definitely respect how he says it and the eloquence and whatever it is in his mojo that keeps me drawn into his videos. I absolutely respect him for that. Venom Fang X very much had the same thing. The original Sean Venom Fang X. I didn't even agree with him a lot of the time. I couldn't understand where he was pulling some of this stuff out of left field, but I was drawn to him, and what, 20-some thousand other people were too, and I promise you they weren't all Christians. You could tell by his comment section. Brock Lawley has a calling as the atheist antidote. When you get on YouTube and make videos all the time, it's very, very, very hard to stay fresh, to not regurgitate old arguments, especially when you are ministering and you're ministering in apologetics. It's very hard to stay fresh. Brock Lawley got caught plagiarizing. I'm not going to dance around that. He lifted some quotes from some other apologists, and he didn't deny it. He confronted it head on, and he even apologized. And though some of you didn't take his apology to heart, I for one did. I felt that that first few minutes of his apology video was sincere, that he was human and fallible like everybody else. We all are, and anybody that ever says they're not is an absolute liar. They're lying to you, and that right there makes them fallible. So, but at the same time, you cannot discount the thousands of other thoughts that Brock Lawley has had on his own, as Brock Lawley, as the Atheist Antidote. You can't discount what he had to say because he lifted a few quotes from some other people. Yes, you can take him less seriously or whatever, but the message is still there, and there is somebody waiting to hear it. I didn't believe it myself until a very good friend of mine just pointed it out to me. At the same time, I'm not Brock Lawley. I'm not the Atheist Antidote. I could never be that. And quite frankly, I'm not arrogant enough to think that I could ever convert you. I'm not. I'm here for a host of reasons on YouTube. Mainly to learn more about myself, to test my own faith. When you guys hit me with some darn good questions, you know, it causes me to dig deep, and even sometimes you guys bring up stuff that I don't even know how I feel about it yet, and I have to check. So I have to rationalize an answer to myself, and I have to make sure that my answer comes from love. So if you're wondering why the reprieve is here, if you think that I'm here because I think I can get a bunch of these atheists to subscribe to me, and then once I sucked you in, I'm going to convert you. I've been accused of that, you know, being the snake in the grass, so that's definitely not the case. I'm here to learn about myself. I'm here for some good conversation, and most importantly, if there is that person out there that's struggling, or, you know, you don't have to be an atheist. You could be, I'm not even going to categorize you other than a person. If you're a person that's struggling and you just want to know more, I'll be here. I'll be a shoulder to cry on. I'll be an ear to listen. I'll be a friend. I'll be anything you want me to be. because I believe that Jesus Christ can be all things to all people. Now, I'm not Jesus Christ. Don't take that the wrong way. Got accused in my last video of this double entendre stuff, so just know that if we're friends on here and you're still skeptical of me, it's laid out right now that I'm not arrogant enough to think that I can convert you. And I'm the reprieve. And I'm just going to end this video the same way that I always do. That true peace begins with how we treat our children. Thanks again for watching. And peace and God bless you all.